Welcome to the class of cryptography and network security. Today I am going to discuss about the topic AES, that is Advanced Encryption Standard. Before discussing about the same topic, I am supposed to discuss about the objective behind the same. What is the objective of learning AES technique? So I am going to discuss about the same. It is a encryption technique that will be used to encrypt the data that is being transmitted between two communicating parties. So what will be the outcome? In the end, we are supposed to maintain the integrity of the data, and authentication policies will be there that are concerned with the AES algorithm. So today I am going to discuss only the brief introduction about AES, or I can say just to give the theoretical information about the AES, because it is a very huge and complex algorithm, and it requires at least 2 hours in continuation in order to proceed with the same. So today I am going to tell you about the if and buts about the AES, and we will discuss practically in more depth in the upcoming lecture. So what is actually AES? What is Advanced Encryption Standard Technique? It is a symmetrical algorithm, as we have discussed in DES technique. So it is the symmetrical algorithm that is likely to be encountered nowadays, because more and more security is required during a days, because a large data sets are available, and I can say big datas are available. In order to maintain the security on that big data, we are supposed to use some encryption technique that is quite feasible and that is quite secure. So in the same manner, we can use AES. And AES is, I can say that, because when we study a new technique, obviously why we are studying that new technique, because there are some shortcomings of the already studied technique. Let's say we have studied so far is DES, so there will be some problems, there will be some like I can say there will be some shortcomings in that algorithm that leads a author to develop the new algorithm in which those inconsistencies could be removed. So in the same manner, I am going to tell you about the AES, which is 6 times more faster than DES, which is 6 times, at least 6 times faster than the DES. So a replacement for DES was needed as its key size was too small. At it was 64 bit, and 8 bits were reduced during transmission. Again, 8 bits were reduced during transmission by applying PC2. Then only the 48 bit key was used. So with increasing computing power, it was considered vulnerable against exhaustive key search attack. So it was designed to overcome the drawback, but it was found slow. So the features of what will be the features of AES? So it is the symmetric key, symmetric block cipher. Next is 128-bit data. In DES, we have used only 56-bit data block, 64-bit data block, and 56-bit key. So in this 128-bit data will be there, and 128, 192, 256-bit keys will be used. It is up to us how we which key we want to use, either 128 or 192 or 256. Next, it is stronger and faster than the DES. Next, it provides full specification and design details. Next, its software are implemented in C and Java. Next is operation of AES. What will be the operation of the AES? So it was all about the origin. That is, a clear replacement for DES was needed. Have theoretical attacks that can break it. Have demonstrated exhaustive key search attacks. Next point that we are supposed to consider is we can use triple DS, but it is quite slow. It has small blocks. US NIST. What is US NIST? It NIST, that is National Institutes of Standard and Technology. It issued calls for ciphers in 1997, and 15 candidates were accepted in June 98. 5 were shortlisted in August 1999, and this person, that is uh, Argent Deal was selected as the AES in October 2000 and issued as FIPS publication 190 Pub 197 standard in November 2001. So what was that? That is, advanced encryption standard was published by NIST, that is National Institute of Standard and Technology, in 2001, and it is a symmetric block cipher that is intended to replace DES, and it is 6 times faster than DES as the approved standard for the wide range of applications. Next, the AES cipher and other candidates form the latest generation of block ciphers, and now we can see a significant increase in the block size from the old standard of 64 bits up to 128 bit, that is almost the double, and key from 128 to 256 bits. So in this part, this has been driven by the public demonstration of the exhaustive key searches of DES. It would be able to break the key pattern of DES. So we require some more strong techniques. So we are now using 128 to 256 bit key. So it is no doubt, DES is regarded as secure and well understood. It is slow as compared to AES. And in the first round of evaluation, 15 proposed algorithms were accepted. 15 candidates were accepted, that is 15 proposed algorithms were accepted. A second round narrowed the field to 5 algorithms, and NIST completed its evaluation process and published a final standard, which is FIPS PUB Pub 197 in November of 2001. Now NIST selected Argentdale as the proposed AES algorithm. The two researchers who developed and submitted this was for the AES are both cryptographers from Belgium, that is Dr. John and Dr. Vincent. So next is, what will be the requirements for the AES algorithm? What will be the requirements in order to proceed with the AES algorithm? That is private key, symmetric block cipher, 128-bit data, and parallelly 128 to 256-bit key will be used. It is stronger and faster than triple DES, active life of 20 to 30 years, provide full specification and design details. Both C and Java languages are used for software implementation, and NIST have released all submission and unclassified analysis. So these criteria span the range of concerns for the practical application of modern symmetric blocks. Next is AES evaluation criteria. What will be the criteria that will be used to evaluate the AES standard? So first is, there will be two criteria. First is initial criteria and second is final criteria. Now in initial criteria, there are certain steps that are supposed to be considered, and in final criteria, there are certain steps that are supposed to be considered. So what will be the evaluation criteria? We are studying one by one. So first is initial criteria. What are the points that are supposed to be considered? First is security, second is cost, third is algorithm and implementation. So what is security? That is concerned with the crypt analysis, how to analyze the crypting details. Next is cost in terms of computational efficiency. Every organization or every author or every developer requires to develop a certain technique that is cost effective and it can produce the better result. So next is algorithm and implementation characteristics. Next is the final criteria. What are the various points that are supposed to be considered while we are finalizing the final criteria? First one is general security. That is almost required in each and every cryptographic technique. Next is ease of software and hardware implementation. How we can easily implement the hardware and software in developing AES. Next is if there are any attacks that could be there while we are developing the AES algorithm, that is implementation attacks. Next is flexibility. Either it is order to encrypt or decrypt the data. Keying patterns could be there. Next, there are various other factors that are supposed to be considered, like permutation, combination, substitution. There are so many factors on which the criteria is based, and in the end, we are supposed to complete to that criteria in order to obtain the desired results. Next is AES shortlist, that is after testing and evaluation. Shortlist in August 1999, that is Mars IBM. Complex, fast, high security margin was there. Next is RC6, that was developed by USA. It was very simple, very fast, very low security, lekin margin was there. Next is Belgium author. It was clean, fast, good security margin was there. Next is European Serpent, slow, clean, very high security margin was there. Next again USA author, that was Twofish, complex, very fast, and high security margin was there. Then the point other that we consider was that was subject to further analyze and comment. That was to see the comparison between all the margins that have been discussed here. So few complex round versus many simple round. Obviously, we need end result as a simplest thing that is easy to implement instead of a system that involve complexities and it is difficult to achieve. Next, which refined existing cipher versus new proposal. So it was designed by Damon in Belgium. It has 128-bit, 192-bit or 256-bit keys. That is 128-bit data will be there, and iterative rather than Feastal cipher. That is, there are two main concerns regarding this approach. That is, it processes data as the block of four columns which are of 4 bytes. Next, it operates on the entire data block in every round and designed to be resistant against known attacks, speed and code compactness on many CPUs, and next is design simplicity. So the author approaches AES and it defined it as a cipher in which the block length and key length can be independently specified to be 128 bit, 192 bit, or 256 bit. And AES specification uses the same three key size alternatives but limits the block length of 128 bits. So it is an academic substitution based on the earlier square cipher, but for Belgian academics John Damon and Dr. Vincent, it is iterative cipher, that is operates on entire data block in every round, rather than Feaster that was operating on the half pattern in the first instance and half pattern in the second instance, and it was designed to have characteristics of resistance against all known attacks, speed and code compactness on wide range of platforms, and design simplicity. So this was the approach that was proposed by Damon. As you can see, I have enlarged the picture. First, plain text was there. Okay, this is parallel key. Key will be used. Parallel key will be used. Plain text. add round key. Next, substitute bytes. Because we are supposed to add the round key, then we are supposed to substitute the bytes. But with plain text, there will be parallel a key that is also a running. So key will be fed to the key round key, and then we are supposed to substitute the bytes in order to obtain the pattern of the fixed length. Next, shift rows. Shift rows will be there. Next, I am supposed to mix the columns. Then again, add round key. In this way, we are supposed to perform the 10 rounds here. So in this way, this is the process of encryption, and in the end, we are supposed to receive the 128-bit ciphertext. So same is the case with decryption. There we are again, key is required and ciphertext is required in order to get the decryption. So there will be number of steps that will be involved in doing the AES algorithm, and there it is a complex algorithm because 128-bit key, it is very difficult to estimate an educated guess about the same. That is the underlying key pattern, underlying techniques that have been used in order to develop the same, or the underlying techniques in order to send the data from destination to receiver side. So it will be difficult for a hacker to hack the information for a AES algorithm because the key size is very large. So it is just the overview of the algorithm, that how AES proceed in the uh, encryption and decryption. But actually, these 10 rounds require a lot of other techniques or a lot of supportive methods in order to convert the plain text into the ciphertext. A lot of other methods are also required, like permutation, combination. What will be the technique that we are supposed to use after adding the rounds? What will be the substitution technique? How many bytes will be substituted? How many bits will be substituted? And after substitution, what will be the next round we are supposed to fed input to? Next, in the, after getting the substitution result, we are supposed to perform the combination, we are supposed to perform the permutation, and in addition there are so many techniques that one needs to follow in order to receive the output of the 128-bit ciphertext. So it is just the overview. How these operate, we will discuss one by one step in the detail in the upcoming lecture. So what is byte substitution? Substitution mean to say you are supposed to substitute it in order to maintain its pattern. Let's say I am I have done permutated choice on 128-bit data, and after permuted choice 128-bit on the 128-bit data, I am receiving only 120 bits data as the result. So 128 bits, after applying PC2 to 120 bits, in the end again I am receiving 112 bits. So 8 bits are lost during the transmission. So in the end I am receiving 112 bits. So in order to complete the pattern of 128 bit, I am supposed to substitute those 112 bits with another some 8 bits of my choice, of random choice, so that I can complete the pattern of 120 bits or either 128 bits. So in this way I am supposed to complete the substitution so that the gap will be filled. So what is the byte substitution? A simple substitution of each byte. Just have a look at all the slides that I have discussed so far. Okay, next is byte substitution. A simple byte substitution, that is the substitution of each byte, which is uses one table of 16 into 16 bytes containing a permutation of all 256 8 bits value, because one byte is consist of 8 bits, and each byte of state is replaced by byte indexed by row left 4 bits and column right 4 bits. There will be the arrangement, there will be the technique that will be applied on each byte in order to achieve the desired pattern. For example, 95 bit, 95 is replaced by a byte in 9 row and column number 5, which has value of 2 and capital A. So S box constructed using defined transformation of values in GF 2 raised to power 8. Next, it is designed to be resistant to all known attacks. So this is the technique that is to be understood mathematically and step by step. I am just telling you the overview that how bytes will be substituted, how many bytes will be there, how many bytes will be substituted, in what pattern they will be substituted, either in the row column pattern or in the like or in the pattern of the bit streams of bits. So what would be the case that we are supposed to discuss in the mathematical representation of the AES. Next, S box construction that we have already developed in DES. S box construction will be there. How many S boxes will be used? How many substitutions will be performed? What type of input that a particular substitution box is receiving, and what type of output that a substitution box is delivering? That will be discussed in detail. Because in if you remember, in DES we are supposed to give 8-bit substitution to a box, then in the end we are receiving 6-bit or 4-bit depending on the type of transformation that we are doing. So similarly in AES we are supposed to perform some methods on or some rules on substitution box in order to receive the desired result. So this is the way in which the byte substitution will be done. This is the S box. S0 0 0 row 0 column, then 0 1 0 2 0 3, then 1 row 0 column, 1 row, third column 1 row, and this one 0 row 0 column. Similarly, rows in the form of rows and columns, bytes will be transformed. In the same manner, this will be done. Byte substitution will be done. And it will operate on each byte independently, like this box, then this box, then this box, and which and after the completion of this, what will be the requirement of the S box, that it is giving output as, like if a particular S box is capable of receiving input of 8 bits, but it is reducing the output of only 4 bit, so that we are also supposed to consider the points. So next is shift rows. Shift rows, left circular shift, right circular shift, these will be there, that we have already done in DES, but we are supposed to do it in the AES as well. Just have a look at all the slides that I have discussed so far. So next is shift rows. Now what is shift rows? A circular byte shift in each, that is first row is unchanged, second row does 1 byte circular shift to left, third row does second byte circular shift to left, fourth row does third bit circular shift to the left, and decrypt invert using shift to the right. Since state is processed by columns, so this step permutes bytes between the columns. So I am going to discuss about how shift row will happen in mathematical order in the upcoming lecture. So this is just the pattern, how the rows will be shifted. How the rows will be shifted. This is the matrix representation. This is also the matrix representation. So first row is unchanged, 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 2 0 2 0 3 0 3 1 0. This is 1 1 1 1. This is 1 2. This is 1 2, this is 1 3, this is 1 3, then this is 1 0. Similarly, this is as 2 0, 2 rows 0 column. Next is second row and second column, second row and first column, second row and third column, second row and second column, then again second row and 0th column, second row and third column, second row and first column. Then last is as 3 0. Yes, 0 1 2 3 3 0. 3 3. 3 1 is converting into 3 0. 3 2 is 3 1. 3 3 will be replaced by 3 2. So in this way, rows will be shifted. So next is mixed columns. What is mixed columns? We are supposed to mix the columns as the name implies. Each column is processed separately and each byte is replaced by a value dependent on all 4 bytes in the column. Next is effectively a matrix multiplication in GF 2 raised to power 8 using prime poly, that is it is having the formula m of x is equal to x raised to power 8 plus x raised to power 4 plus x raised to power 3 plus x plus 1. So similarly here we are given with the two matrices, and we are supposed to deduce a single matrix into by operating functions on these two matrices. Again, 0 2 combination is there, 0 3 0 1 0 2. Then there will be the row and column combination, that is also given here. It is the bits combination, how bits are stored here. This is the row and column combination, and by using this and this, that is row then column plus row, then this column, then this row, then this column plus this row, then this column. In this way this will be achieved, that is s dash 0 0, s dash 0 1. These new, because these values will be renewed by using these technique, by applying this formula. So the mixed column stage is a substitution. Obviously it is the substitution that makes use of the arithmetic cover, that is 2 raised to power 8, and each byte of the column is mapped into the new value, that is the function of the all 4 bytes in that column, this one. These are the 4. So it is designed as a matrix multiplication where each byte is treated as the polynomial, that is 2 raised to power 8, and inverse is used for the decryption, that involves the different set of constants. So the constants used are based on the linear code with maximal distance between code words, that is this gives good mixing of the bytes within each column, combined with the shift row step provide good avalanche. Avalanche mean to say a minor shift, a minor change in the input will be producing the greatest result, greatest change in the output. So that within a few rounds all output bits depend on all the input bits. So this is the mixed column technique. We are using this technique, and this technique is fed to some underlying technique here, and this is the resultant technique S00 S dash 00. But how S dash 00 will be obtained? By applying some formula here on each of the columns. On each of the columns we are supposed to apply the formula, and then we will deduce this output. So this was all about today's lecture. That is today's we have discussed only AES and its brief introduction. What is AES? Why we use AES? And what are the various supporting terms that we are supposed to use in AES? That is byte, bit representation, matrix representation, column, how bytes will be substituted, And we have not discussed the mathematical representation. We have just discussed the theoretical representation of the AES. We will discuss mathematical representation of the AES in the upcoming lecture. How actually we are supposed to mix the column by using what technique. In this, like in this slide, you are supposed to see the results only, that this was my uh, I can say input, and this is my output. But how this input is converted into output, that is by using the mixed column technique. But what is the mixed column technique? That we are supposed to apply that trick on the each column. But how that trick could be applied, that we will study practically in the mathematical approach, that in the AES. So I will discuss that details in the next lecture. And similarly here, we are supposed to use apply the techniques on bits as well as the representation of the bytes. So similarly in the end, we are supposed to receive some result, but how that result is received, how this calculation is getting performed, that we will discuss in the that we will discuss mathematically, step by step, while computing a particular while operating on a particular set of input in the block cipher algorithm, and so that we can deduce the 128-bit cipher text in the end by applying all the techniques that we have discussed in this today's lecture. So if you are having any query regarding this lecture, you can ask me. I am giving you the time of 5 minutes. Just have a look at all the slides that I have discussed so far, and you can tell me any query if you are having. And the main concern in AES algorithm, please notice the main point. The main concern in AES is mixed column. That is, each column of 4 bytes is now transformed using a special mathematical function. That is, this function takes as input the 4 bytes of the one column and outputs 4 completely new bytes. So similarly, which will it will replace the original column, and the result is another new matrix that is consist of 16 new bytes. So it should be noted that this step is not performed in the last round, that is 10th round, because there are 10 rounds in AES algorithm and there were 16 rounds in the DES, and mixed column round will not be performed in the 10th round. Obviously there are 10 rounds, so last round will be the 10th round. And we are supposed to add round key as well. What is the function of the round key? Add round key, that is 16 bytes of the matrix are now considered as 128 bits, and they are adds odd to the 128 bits of the round key. So if this is the last round, so if this is the Last round, then the output is the ciphertext. Otherwise, the resulting 128 bits are interpreted as 16 bytes, and we will begin another similar round. So next is the decryption process. What we are supposed to do in the decryption process, that is, we are supposed to use the key and ciphertext in order to obtain the plain text. So in AES, the process of decryption of an AES is similar to the encryption process in the reverse order. Each round consists of four processes conducting in the reverse order, that is add round key, mixed column, shift rows, byte substitution. So sub-processes in each round are in the reverse manner, unlike for the Feastel structure. The encryption and decryption, the algorithms need to be separately implemented. So they are very closely related. So what we have deduced from AES algorithm so far by discussing its brief details, what we have analyzed is that it is widely adopted and supported in both hardware and software. So till date, no practical cryptanalytic attack against AES has been discovered. And in addition, it has built-in flexibility of the key length, which allows a degree of future proofing against progress in the ability to perform exhaustive key searches that was available in DES. So just for a DES, the AES security is assured only if it is correctly implemented and good key management is employed. So this was all about AES. If you are having any query, you can ask me. Next, there is a book that you can refer to. That is the book by William Stallings that is available in the library. You can get it issued and read the same. So next is MCQ of the today's lecture. You are supposed to answer all the 10 questions, and you are supposed to tick any one answer. That is, first question is AES uses dash bit block size and a key size of dash bits. Next, like DES, AES also uses Feastel structure. Next is, which one of the following is not a cryptographic algorithm? Jupyter, Blowfish, RC6, and Serpent. That is Jupyter, Blowfish, Serpent, RJD. Which algorithm among Mars, Blowfish, RC6 are and Serpent was chosen as the AES algorithm? You can take any one. How many rounds does the AES 192 perform? You can take any one, either 10, 12, 14, 16. How many rounds does the AES 256 perform? 10, 12, 14, 16. You can take any one. What is the expanded key of the AES 192? 44 words, 60 words, 52 words, 36 words. The 4 is to 4 byte matrices in the AES algorithms are called states, words, transitions, permutations. Next is in AES, the 4 is to 4 byte matrix key is transformed into the key of size either 32 words, 64 words, 54 words, or 44 words. So next is the last question. For the AES A128, the algorithm there are dash, they are having dash similar rounds and dash round is different. That is two pair of five similar round and vary every alternate. Next is 9, the last, 8, the first and the last, D is 10 and no. So these are all the MCQs that are related to the today's lecture, and you are supposed to do it right now. I am giving you the time of 5 minutes. Just do it quickly. Do the MCQ. So this was all about today's class. That is the end of today's session. We will uh, meet in the next class. Have a nice day. Thank you.